One thing I do want to talk about is you mentioned traction. How are these guys getting traction if they do have, a really brappy and long first gear, or just tons of power like Tomac with a 100 horsepower 450? How do these guys get traction to do these things? Because I'm watching it, and the way that they're coming through corners at corner entry, corner exit, um, cornering kind of like off camber-ish to carve a face. How do you guys get traction? It is so frustrating that I want to throw my TV. What are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, because I see the wet stuff and I'm like, let me slow down a
Nope.
little bit more. So then what that
Yeah.
does is it creates like you're going more from 0 to 40, and
Yep.
you get worse wheel spin because you're not carrying the momentum. I guess the
Yeah.
one thing that they do amazing is they still commit to a level of just roll speed around the track to where they're
Hmm.
not having to get going from super super slow again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes it's riding in a taller gear. Sometimes it's feathering the clutch a little bit more just to harness the traction and
Yeah.
control the wheel spin a little bit better.
Yep.
Um, it's no joke. I mean, there's nothing worse or more scary than riding a supercross track and having it start to rain just enough to where you're like, well, I still have to do all the freaking jumps,
Mm.
but now I got to do them when it's greasy and raining. It was like the 2020, the last year I did Supercross Tampa
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
that. And
Mm.
it was raining just enough to where I'm like, gosh darn it, we're still jumping everything.
Yeah.
But it's like you just
I love that taking it. Dang it, they're jumping. It's like, dude,
yeah, it's like
super.
it's like stop raining or just rain way more
Yeah.
and make it so I
Yeah.
don't have to do any of these jumps, because people I'm sure can relate to this. It's like when it's raining just enough to where like everybody's gonna still ride the track as normal. It's no joke. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.